back, and boy do we have some clearing up to do. Not to mention probably quite a bit of explaining. Let's see how we handle the authorities. My money is of course on fairly badly, but we try. Let's get back to the action.
The echo of hurried footsteps rang through the cavernous entry hall of the Egyptian Museum. Each slap of sandal against marble a frantic punctuation to the cultist's flight. Faint moonlight spilled through the high windows, casting eerie shadows across ancient statues and glass cases filled with relics of forgotten dynasties. The cultist, eyes wide with fanatic purpose, darted toward the front windows, his path a straight line to escape. Behind him, Wilfred Hassan, curator turned hunter, moved forward until, grasping the curious wooden scepter tightly in his right hand, and flanked by the statues of jackal-headed Anubis and falcon-headed Horus, his voice, low and resonant, began the incantation. The air grew heavy. From the floor, from the cracks between the stones, from the very breath of the museum itself, a mist began to rise, dark, sinuous, and wrong. It coalesced into a writhing mass before the windows, a living fog that pulsed with unnatural life. Tendrils, half seen and half imagined, slithered outward, brushing the glass with obscene curiosity. The mists of Arlay had come. The cultist skidded to a halt, his escape barred by the undulating cloud. He staggered back a step, lips trembling, eyes darting. The mist whispered to him in no voice at all, and something in its presence, its hunger, its sentience, turned him from flight to fury. He span, robes flaring, faced his pursuers. The investigators emerged from the shadows of the hall, Wilfred still chanting, Bert and Jacob with guns raised. The cultist paused momentarily as if to surrender before his voice cracked. Silence was rent as he sprang forward, blade flashing in the moonlight. Nyarlathotep! He charged, a blur of desperation and madness, but Bert's aim was steady. The gunshot rang out, sharp and final. The bullet struck the cultist square in the chest, the force spinning him mid-stride. His blade clattered across the floor as he collapsed, limbs splayed, blood smearing the polished stone beneath him. The mist lingered, pulsing once more slowly before dissipating, leaving only silence, the scent of old stone, and the echo of a name not meant for mortal tongues. Wilfred stood motionless, his hand still raised, breath shallow. The spell had taken something from him, his composure, perhaps, or a sliver of his soul. His eyes were wide, not with triumph, but with the haunted recognition of what he had summoned. The museum, once his sanctuary of history, now felt like a threshold to something far older and far less forgiving. Beside the curator, Bert and Jacob remained frozen in place, for a moment that seemed far longer. Their faces bore the same pallor, the same troubled expression. The mist had touched them too, not physically, but in the mind, in the marrow. What they had witnessed was not merely magic, but a glimpse into something vast and unknowable. And it had looked back. Jacob in particular seemed unable to tear his gaze from the place where the mist had writhed. His hands trembled at his sides, and his breath came in shallow, uneven gasps. He stood as still as statues around him, as his eyes full of unbridled horror and fear. A terrible memory of the thing in the fog had been reawakened. Can you make sanity rolls, please, Bert and Jacob?
I've succeeded.
I failed.
Okay. Jacob, you lose 3 sanity.
Ouch.
As the horror of the mists that you thought you'd left behind you in the hot, dry, arid land of Egypt has been reawakened. Wilfred, you lose 1 sanity as well for bringing forth the incantation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, from what I remember, you were hastily deciding what to do next about the bodies, the 2 bodies in the museum.
We have to take them downstairs, out of sight, then out into the desert.
Well, I'll grab this one, you grab the other one. Lead the way.
Look wary at Jacob.
I'll, don't worry about him. Crack on. I'll grab the body and put him on my shoulder, and then I'll...
Okay, so you're picking the body up and you're heading back down the stairs?
No, but first I just want to go over to Jacob and put my hand on his shoulder. You're right, Chief. You okay?
You got Wilfred summoned gone? Or
Yeah.
where is it, Wilfred?
Miss, they have gone. I do not like them, but we had no choice. I could not let them escape, whatever they had been doing.
You shouldn't have done that, Wilfred.
Not here, but I was worried about what they might have taken.
You shouldn't have done it, Wilfred. You shouldn't mess with. You shouldn't bring things like that into the world.
No, it has a cost.
Are you sure it's gone?
Yes, it's gone for now.
Where?
Away. It is only temporary.
Okay, as you're
You should
discussing,
wait in my office while we remove these somewhere quieter.
Wilfred, you can see a figure at the front door of the museum. One of the night watchmen has come in from outside, obviously in response to the gunshots. And he's literally just coming through the door. What are you going to do?
Well, we were scurrying downstairs with the body as soon as we can.
Yeah. Okay. You hear a shout from across the doorway. Mr. Wilfred, is that you?
Yes, it is. Hold on, and I'll walk back up there.
I heard gunshots. What has happened?
Gunshots. I'm not sure about that. I thought I heard glass breaking over there, and I'll point to the window.
Who's taken the body then? Bert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Wilfred, you point to the window, and you're now acutely aware of the rather large blood spatters all over the floor in the middle of the foyer, not far from where you currently stand.
I'll try to take him over to the window. I think we may have had burglars try to steal some of the artifacts. They seem to escape through the window, but I'm not sure.
Through the window, it'll be locked. They won't get out of the window. They wouldn't, would they? He goes over to the window and he says, he mutters under his breath, "It's unlocked. Mahmood has failed. He's left it unlocked. I'm so sorry. Please, I must go and report it to the captain immediately."
Yes, of course.
Uh,
I'll lock the window here. Let's lock it up and make sure that none of the others are open. I will inspect the exhibits to see if anything has been taken.
Yeah, he turns around and you see his eyes suddenly widen as he's staring past your shoulder. But Mr. Wilfred, what is that? Points to the floor where there is a big pool of blood.
Turn around and look at him. I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure, Mr. Wilfred? Perhaps it's fresh blood. What has
I
happened
don't
here?
know.
I heard a gunshot. Now I see blood. You're not telling me the truth.
Maybe the burglars hurt themselves.
His eyes narrow. I will fetch the captain. He goes. He turns and heads quickly towards the door, and you hear him speaking quite loudly in Arabic to another one of the guards. And he basically tells the other one of the guards to come into the foyer and stand guard whilst he goes to fetch the captain.
I'll remain here, and I will check the exhibits.
You're going to stay in the foyer as well, yeah?
I will be back shortly. I need to see if they have taken anything.
Okay. You're going to leave, but you've already I presume you're already carrying the body downstairs?
Yes, as quick as I can. My
Okay.
little legs will take me.
Yep.
I'll follow Bert.
I'm trying to follow them. Yeah, if I can, I'll catch up with Bert and Jacob.
Okay. So, Bert, you've dashed downstairs. There's also another body down there as well. There was one in the foyer, and then one down on the stairs.
Just to Jacob, see if you can get that one.
Wilfred, can you help me with this?
As soon as I join up with them, I will downstairs into the warehouse. One of the guards, he's seen the blood upstairs. What do I tell him? I said I didn't know. He's asking about the gunshots. Shall I say that I fired to scare them off? Didn't know I hit them. The captain will be here shortly. He will obviously want to question me. Something near the truth is the best that we can do for a lie.
I think that's better. There's no hiding the fact that gunshots were heard.
That is what I'll tell them. So, okay, in the warehouse, and section rooms downstairs, you'll find some empty crates. It's just you put the bodies in there and then hide the crates in amongst the others. We will take them out later.
Lucy says stash them.
Yeah, we'll sort this. We'll sort this out, Wilfred. Do you want to go back upstairs and try and smooth things out?
Would the captain expect you to have a firearm, Wilfred?
You won't expect it, but
don't say that you shot at anyone. Just be as surprised as he is.
Should I not just say that that I fired to scare them off? I didn't know I'd hit them. That would explain the gunshots.
Or you could say that you heard it too, and you don't know who or what it was. You're as surprised as he is.
Perhaps that is better.
Use your best judgment.
Is there any broken glass around up there?
No, but there was a window that was unlocked. They must have got in that way. Who left it unlocked, and was it deliberate? I don't know.
Perhaps a bit of deflection, Wilfred.
Mm.
Just go
Okay.
on the offensive a little in terms of how they could let this happen.
Yes, that is a good idea. Should do that.
Okay, what are you doing? You're going back upstairs, are you?
Yeah, I will go back upstairs and try to come from a gallery further down the hall, rather than in the direction of my office and the storerooms down the basement.
Okay, when you go back upstairs, you go back up the 2 flights of stairs into the main foyer, you see the Chief of Security, Captain Elias Farouk. You know him, obviously, fairly well. He's a retired Egyptian army officer, and he is talking to the 2 security guards, both of which are standing over the pool of blood in the centre of the foyer. He looks up as he sees you come to the top of come into the hallway. Ah, Wilfred.
Farouk, it's good to see you.
What has been going on here?
I do not know. I think we must have had a break-in, but the window over there was left unlocked. I've just been checking to see if any of the exhibits have been stolen. Not find any sign of that. Maybe
my men say
whatever
they heard a gunshot and there is blood here.
I know. I heard it too, but I didn't know who it was or where it came from. I must have been asleep at the time. I thought I imagined it. Clearly not if everyone else heard them. I came to see what was happening, to see what the thieves were up to.
He looks down again and says, there's a lot of blood here. This man, he is not alive.
But I do not know. Maybe he went out another window. Maybe he had friends. I heard footsteps and running and shouting, and that was what I came to investigate.
Is Dr. Kafur here?
Not at the moment. He is at home.
And who else? Are you here alone?
Yes, I am.
And Wilfred, you saw no one?
I did not. I heard footsteps and shouting, but I did not see anyone.
And you heard the gunshot?
Whatever it was, the thieves, I don't know what they were doing. They didn't seem to take anything, so maybe, I don't know. I do not know what happened.
The window was open, you say?
Yes, I thought that's what I saw.
I will see to it that the perpetrator of that particular offence is brought to justice. Right. I will telephone the police. We must report this incident.
Yes, certainly. I will do what I can to help, but I don't know. I think I'm not being much use to your investigation, other than what I did not see and barely heard.
And you have checked below, and there is no one?
Not see anyone at the moment. I have not done a full sweep, but I will go back down and look further. My fear was for the exhibits to see what had been stolen, but it appears nothing. So whatever they were up to, they must have spooked themselves. Maybe a gun went off accidentally. Also have guns, but maybe they do not know how to use them.
Can you make
I don't know where they are now.
Okay.
Make?
Pardon?
I'm sure I can't. If whatever it is you want me to roll in there.
Can you make either a fast talk or a persuade roll, please? I'll give you a bonus die because of the fact that he knows you and trusts you.
Okay, I'm trying fast talk. Okay, that is a fail. This die. Same number, 66.
That's a fail as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rolled 666. Nice.
Something about this isn't adding up, Wilfred. I don't think it's a good idea for you to go back down alone. Two of my men will come with you.
Mm-hmm.
He calls for the other two. You go down with Wilfred and check the below. Make sure the vault is still secure. I will telephone the police and summon them here. The other two, the security guards come across, and then the captain walks away.
I'm pleased to have you with me. Let's go down and check the vault first. See if there are any other windows left open. Maybe they escaped another way.
Okay. Meanwhile, what are you two doing, Bert and Jacob? I'm assuming you've gone back down the way that you chased them up, and are now in the room, or are you down? Where are you taking the bodies to?
Wilfred led us down into
warehouse
areas.
area.
Just stack them inside some crates.
Okay.
And he then left us to our own devices. So I'm actually thinking, Jacob, that we should try and find an exit and just leave.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just a question, gentlemen, about what we may or may not have done previously. I know we were talking about hiding all the artifacts in crates in the storerooms. Did we actually get around to do that?
You did that, yeah.
Okay. My question is, how familiar are Bert and Jacob with the layout of the storerooms and that part of the museum?
Not very familiar at all, really. Only a passing familiarity from the very little time they spent there.
But they have been down there.
Yeah, they've been down there.
With me. Okay.
Yeah. You've got below the main level. There is the office level, which is where your office is and where Kafor is. And then, but the next below that, there is the warehouse kind of storage level, which is where all the artifacts that aren't on display that have been catalogued are kept. And then below that is where the vaults are. So I'm assuming that you've just gone down to the one level below your office, and that's where you're gonna try and hide the bodies down there.
Yeah, we're gonna put them in, ideally in the same crate, but or two if it's not big, if there isn't one big enough.
Yeah, there are loads of crates that are big enough, like sarcophagus size almost. So it's not actually a very difficult job to find a hiding place for both of them.
My aim with the guard is, as we go down and get to the storeroom level, is to call out, to say loudly to him, so the vault. So we will go and check the vault now. I think that is what they must have been heading towards.
Okay, so just before we do that, so you, in terms of where you went from the hallway after you left the captain, did you just come straight back down the two flights of steps, the same way that you originally came up?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be the quickest way to get
the quickest way. The way that you chase the cultists out is the quickest way, yeah. And the way that Bert and Jacob have gone back down is the quickest way, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll walk down at a casual pace.
Yeah.
With him.
Okay.
Also ask him if he heard anything. Was he out at the time? Did he or see or hear anything?
Well, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Hassan. I did not see anything. But look, there is more blood on the walls, he says as he's going down the stairs. They must have come this way. We must be careful. Draws his revolver. The other one's only got a truncheon, which he pulls out from his belt.
Well, let's walk slowly. Let's go to the vault first. And check everything in there.
So, Bert and Jacob, you have just finished hiding the bodies when you hear Wilfred quite loudly proclaim the fact that they're going to talking to someone else, that they should go and search the vaults, almost like he's saying it very loudly on purpose so that you can hear him.
Is that on the level below us?
No, the vaults are on the level below you, but they're coming down the stairs from the level above you at the moment, from the office level. You can hear 3 sets of footsteps, three lots of voices.
Is the same stairway? Is it to access where we are and going further down?
Yeah, one's down.
We better hide here until they get one level down, and then
then get past them.
Yeah,
good idea.
Is the warehouse area underground, or is it underground? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have to go up.
We have to go
to the
up
office level to get out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to
hide.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. As soon as they go down, we need to get out because they'll call coppers for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get you to make a stealth roll, please? And again, I'm going to give you 2 bonus die for this roll because of the amount of stuff there is to hide behind, and also the fact you're given a warning by Wilfred's deliberately loud proclamation.
That's a 0, so that's a 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
nice.
So that is an extreme success.
I'll try not to let this tie down. Well, I've got a success to get us started with, which I can now offer you a hard success.
See if you can raise that hard success.
I can't. Sorry, I can only give you a hard success.
Jacob, what was your 0-5?
An extreme success.
Okay.
The ghost Lockhart.
They're like 2 little cats, but that would set me off.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to hide, keeping out of sight as the three of you, Wilfred and the two security guards. You're just going to head straight down the stairs to the vault, Wilfred?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you remind me, because I know Dr. Kafur has keys to the vault.
It's a combination. It's a combination lock.
Okay.
And only the only people that know
as
the
well?
combination is Dr. Kafur and a senior member of the Egyptian Antiquities Department, who his office is in a different wing of the museum and wouldn't be here at this time of night. So unfortunately, you don't have the.
Or would he be one of them? So when we get to the vault, I'll just have to look it over, see if there is any sign that it's been opened.
Okay. You
Spend a
walk
long
down.
time looking at the floor for scuff marks and things.
You don't really have to look very hard, because as you get down to the bottom of the stairs that lead down to the vault, you turn the corner, and all three of you, kind of gasp simultaneously as you see the door is ajar. Both the security guards look at each other.
And I'll look at them.
Mr. Wilfred.
But no one has the combination that would be here. It's only Dr. Kafur and the senior director.
We must not go in. We must go and get the captain.
But before we do, let's check to see if anyone is in there. We can push the door. Push it open with your truncheon. Be ready with your revolver, just in case.
One of them pushes the door of the truncheon, and the door creaks as it opens. The vault is made up of several rooms that are interlinked. So you got a torch?
Not on me, no.
Okay.
But a guard with a truncheon. So
light. You push the guard pushes the door open, and the light from the foyer, from the hallway, spills into the vault. You look around. Obviously, you've been in here a few times. It's not massively familiar to you though. You glance around. You can't see anything out of place, but it's quite a big room. There doesn't seem to be anybody in at least the first part of the vault. But as I said, it's made up of 6 interlinking rooms that are linked by archways. So if you think of like an arch ceiling, and then each room is probably about 30 foot wide by about 40 or 50 foot long. So it's quite a big area.
Well, we have to stand guard here to make sure no one comes out, and then we must inspect to see if we can see anything if it's taken. Do not touch anything.
Yeah, the guards look at each other, and we must summon the captain, should we not?
We should, and Dr. Kafur also. We must come here immediately.
They both turn as if they're going to go.
But you can't leave. You need to stay here on guard. One of you, or maybe if you go to get the captain and I stay here with this gentleman, the one with the revolver.
Yes, we'll do that. One of them goes, the other one stays. Meanwhile, what are Bert and Jacob doing?
I think we're going to have to head back up the stairs, aren't we, to the office area to find a window?
Yeah. Try to get out as quick as we can.
Okay.
Lucky was outside, wasn't he? We can try and meet up with him.
Yeah. Yeah, the sooner we get out, the better.
He's gone home. Well, gone to his hotel a couple of hours back. So you're going to head back upstairs, okay? Okay, obviously I presume you're going quietly.
Yeah.
You get to the top of the second set of stairs, and you're looking across the main foyer where the second cultist was shot. And you can see there was one security guard who's standing kind of close to the main door, but he's moved a little bit closer to the scene of the incident. He doesn't seem to be aware of you.
Where do we need to go to get to an external?
You need to. Well, the external windows are quite close to where you are. You could probably get to an external window. The one that the cultist was running towards, for example, is in the darkness, and you could probably get there without him spotting you. But if you wanted to go to the door, you've got no chance of getting past him without him seeing you.
Is there nowhere else we can go to get to a different part of the building?
Well, yeah. I mean, there are lots of different exits from the building, but you don't know whether any of them will be locked or not. The main door is obviously in the foyer, but there are side doors as well. So you're just going to try and wander around, see if you can find any other exit.
I think I'd rather head away from the security guard and try and find an exit or at least a window somewhere else rather than run the risk of getting seen.
Okay. As you're contemplating your next move, you hear some footsteps from behind you. As well, some kind of hastening, almost running footsteps from down below on the stairs.
Okay, well that doesn't give us much option. Is there any other route that takes us away from the footsteps behind us and the security guard in front?
You could try and go across the back side of the foyer behind some of the statues, and then try and get to the other side of the foyer where there are some more windows. There's a possibility you could do that without being seen.
I think we'll do that.
Okay.
Is there no exit from the foyer, sort of into a back area, a back office?
Yeah, you can go back. Yeah, there's a long desk area at the front. You can go back into offices. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were trying to get out of the building, though. There are about 6 or 7 different exits back into the building from the foyer.
I am trying to get. Well, we are trying to get out of the building.
Yeah,
but I think
that's
I'm trying to find a slightly more
So you want to
concealed.
try and go into some of the smaller rooms and try and find another way out to the outside rather than just being in the main foyer.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Are you going to try and head across to the closest door that is to you that you think might potentially lead to another outside wall?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Can you make a stealth roll, both of you, please?
That's
Roll of 8.
another hard. No, not hard success. Yeah, hard success.
Oh, well done.
I've rolled a success.
Okay.
Nearly a hard success, but not quite.
Okay, so you make your way about another 20, 25 feet. 20 yards, not feet, across the large foyer that you're in, to the closest door. But you do it really quietly and behind various statues that are on display, so that the one remaining guard doesn't see you. And you head back into an office area, which has another 2 doors coming out of it. They are locked, but they've got the keys in them. So, are you just going to try and make your way through the kind of internal rooms until you can find an external wall that you might be able to get out of?
Yeah.
Okay. You go through 2 more rooms, and then you find an office that you're in that has a window which leads outside to a courtyard around the back of the museum.
I'll open the window.
Yeah, luckily it is actually like a sash window that you can just the lock is from the inside, so you can just pull it across and open it. Okay, you open the window and you climb through into the pitch black outside. Both of you going through, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay, you're now around the back of the museum in a small courtyard. You can see a kind of pathway leading away from the courtyard, and there's the road at the end suggests that it's actually fairly well concealed as well, and it's dark and there's no light here, so it's going to be a fairly easy job just to kind of sneak away around the back.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Okay, you melt away into the darkness. Meanwhile, what are you doing, Wilfred?
The guard that's with me, does he have a torch with him?
No.
Or is there a light switch for the vault? Light up the rooms in there.
You can go inside the vault and put the switch on.
Yeah, if anything has been stolen, we need to know as soon as possible. Hopefully Dr. Four shall be on his way shortly. Once he has been roused from bed, we need to know if anything has been done. Will you stand guard here while I look around?
Of course.
Switch on the light and start looking around the vault.
Okay.
I presume that I've been in the vault before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will actually look up if anything is missing.
Okay. Make a spot hidden roll, please.
Ooh, there are 5. That is an extreme success.
Okay, you're glancing around. It is quite the electricity down here is not good. The lights aren't particularly bright, and they keep flickering on and off. So it makes it quite difficult to see a huge amount, but from any distance. But your keen eyesight, you're just glancing up as you're looking around, and you see some movement in the next kind of vault along. It's only very quickly. And at the corner of your eye, but you definitely saw some movement.
Something big or something small?
Something quite big, you think, like person size.
Okay, I will walk carefully, actually, over to another room and then back to the door.
You will walk where, sorry?
I'll sort of from the room I'm looking in, I'll slowly sort of turn around, shrug my shoulders, and then walk back to the main door, the main entranceway.
Okay. Yep.
And then when I get there, I'll grab the handle of the door and then slam it shut.
Okay.
And say to the guard, "There's someone in there. They're still there."
What? What do you mean?
I saw a movement in one of the other rooms. As I was looking, I didn't see who they were or what they were. There was someone in there. Could not let them escape. Maybe one of the thieves is still here. Maybe he's the one that did the shooting. Maybe even. But we need the door is closed now.
Lock it.
I'm doing. Does it lock automatically, or do I need to scramble the combination or something?
Yeah, just scramble the combination.
Yeah, I'll do that. We must get the police now, but they should not be able to get out.
Good, let's go. You run back upstairs, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. You run back up into the foyer, into the main foyer, where you see 2 security guards and the captain. And actually, as you kind of arrive in the foyer with your other security guard, you hear the sound of a police siren outside.
Captain, come quickly! One of them did not escape. I locked him in the vault.
We can take it from here, Mr. Wilfred. Please, the police are here. We do not need you getting hurt.
Well, so I was looking around the vault to see if anything had been stolen, then saw movement. There was someone in there. So I quickly went to the door and shut it and locked it.
Well, you have done good. Yeah, but now you need to leave it to us, the professionals. We will.
Well, I'll stay here. Is Dr. Kafur on the way? Has he been called?
I have called him, yes. But our priority is to make sure that the police secure whatever is left of these criminals. The police suddenly come into the room, 3 of them, and the captain goes over to them, and there's a short animated conversation before they all move off quickly down the stairs towards the vault. One policeman stays up here. He comes over to you and says,
I start visibly shaken.
"What did you see?"
So there must have been a man moving in one of the rooms in the vault. The door was open, which is terrible because only Dr. Kafur, senior director, have the combination. The senior director has been called as well.
We will deal with all of that. Just worry about answering my questions, please. If you come over here and sit down, we'll get you a glass of water.
Yes, please.
Now,
I was just looking at the vault. I didn't know that he was still there.
It's Mr. Hassan, is it?
It is that I work here. I work for Dr. Kafur. I was working late last night and stayed over, as I often do.
When were you aware of anything untoward happening?
30 minutes ago, an hour. There was shouting and footsteps, and I was asleep, and I woke up, and I heard a gunshot, and the shouting. I cannot remember. I was in my office, and I was asleep, and I was woken by noise, so I went out to see what it was.
And did you see the men?
No, I didn't. I just heard people in front of me. They were running up the stairs. They must have been in the vault.
Where were they running from?
From down in the vault, they must have been. I heard footsteps on the stairs, and if the vault is open, they must have come from the vault. And they were running to escape, to take away what they've stolen, but I don't know if they have stolen anything. Nothing in the main museum.
So after you heard some, what did you do then, Mr. Hassan?
I was in the foyer, and then one of the guards came in from outside, and he called to me, and I saw him, and then we looked over to where the windows were, to the windows over there, and I'll point to them. One had been locked, and then we saw the blood on the floor over there. So
you didn't see anybody at all?
No, I heard footsteps. It must have been. It was more than one, and some shouting, and there were gunshots. But I don't know where the gunshots were before, or whether after. But if there's blood here, then someone's blood is here and on the stairs. And
okay,
maybe they escaped, and the person with the gun is still in the vault. It's still there.
Well, do not worry. We have it under control now. We have enough manpower here to make sure that they are not. If they are thieves, that they do not escape. Your Dr. Kafur is on his way, so we will just need you to conduct an inventory to ensure that nothing has been taken. But for now, it may be an idea if you go home.
Well, no, I need to wait for Dr. Kafur. But I can wait in my office. need to speak to him to tell him what happened, so we can check to see if anything has been stolen. Once you apprehend that thief,
it's probably best if we do that in the morning, because it may still be dangerous here. So if you don't mind, I think it probably would be a good idea if you went home, Mr. Hassan.
I will fetch my things from my office and then leave.
Okay.
I presume it's still the middle of the night, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. You fetch your things.
As I get to the door and look outside, it's the middle of the night. I'll quickly scurry back inside and say to the policeman, I do not want to leave. I'm too scared. They may be outside waiting for us.
Let me escort you. Where do you live?
I will give him my address, which I presume is not too far away.
He comes to the door with you and walks you down the path.
I just have a modest apartment in one of the blocks nearby.
Okay, it's only about 5-minute walk from the museum, isn't it? So the policeman takes you most of the way until you're only literally just around the corner from where you live.
Be very careful as I approach the building. I'll look around to see if anyone is watching.
Good night, Mr. Hassan. We will be in contact.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll be in work tomorrow anyway. We can talk further then.
So I will be in as first thing immediately. But as always, before the museum opens, if it will open indeed tomorrow.
Well, yes, we will. We'll hope it will. He just bids you good night and then heads back towards the museum.
I'm a bit scared to go to my house now, just in case. The hotel that the others were staying in, that's now down in Giza, isn't it?
Yep. That's quite a long walk.
And do I know where Lucky is staying? Which hotel he's in?
I don't think so, actually.
No, it's a simple answer to that. You don't know where I live.
Okay. Right. Oh, well.
You're kind of standing in the middle of, or at the end of the path that leads to your apartment.
Yeah. Paralysed.
Paralysed with indecision and fear.
Yeah. So yes, I'll very carefully approach. And when I went to fetch my things, that did include my revolver.
You make a spot hidden roll for me.
Yep. 99.
Okay.
It's all absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about.
A lovely sunny day.
You think about the fact that you've got your revolver and you kind of you reach to your pocket to make sure that it's still there, and in that split second when you're not really paying attention to anything else, suddenly you're aware of a figure standing really close to you, that just seems to have just appeared out of the night.
I'll run.
Okay.
Where are you going, Wilfred?
I don't know. I'm going to run around in a circle and run back to the museum.
You actually heard that was actually a voice that you heard that saying, "Where are you going, Wilfred?"
I know. In what language is it?
It was in the language that Lucky speaks.
Oh, I think.
Language and voice.
It sounded exactly like it.
That's really suspicious.
Okay, so when I'm
Shoot him!
so when I'm 20 yards down the road, having just realised what happened, I will stop, turn around.
I'm literally standing in the middle of the road looking at you.
I'll walk up to him, look left and right, head like the little mouse I am.
What's going on, Wilfred?
It
Saw the coppers.
Well, thieves had broken into the museum. Quick, let's stand off the street. I'm scared.
Where's Bert and Jacob? Most importantly,
I had to take the bodies. I told them to take the bodies to the storerooms.
What the bodies?
What
do you mean bodies?
The thieves. We were trying to stop them, and Bert and Jacob they shot them. They were trying to steal or burn the place down. I did not know.
I know. They were after
They were attacking it. They were attacking us. They had knives, and they were screaming in the name of the god. I do not like to say, isn't it?
They were after what's in the vault. It was the Brotherhood.
Yes. Oh, it was the Brotherhood, certainly. We stopped them, and then Bert and Jacob would have hidden the bodies. I told them to hide them in the storeroom. They must have escaped, unless they're still in the museum. But the police are there now. But it wasn't just them. There was someone left in the storeroom in the vault. When I went down there with the guards to check to see if anything was on. The vault was open, and no one could open the vault and the senior director of the Antiquity Service.
There
they're
are
not here.
ways and means to open a vault.
With
That
a
doesn't mean
combination.
anything. Yeah, safe crackers.
Okay.
That's
So
not.
anyway, I locked him in the vault, and they should be standing guard and should catch him when Dr. Kafur arrives. They can open the vault.
It was an inside job, though.
Yes, someone had left one of the windows open. That's how they got in.
Question is to know who.
Well, there are lots of people that work here. I know the guards are supposed to check the windows every night. Maybe one of them.
Maybe.
But it could be someone who cleans. It could be someone who... I don't know.
Well, we need to find Bert and Jacob.
Yes. I don't know where they would be. If they've gone all the way back to the hotel, probably not. They would stay around, would they? To see what happens.
Oh, let's head back.
Who was in the vault?
But where were they last time you saw them?
They were. We were working last night and we were sleeping elsewhere. I was in my office.
That's not what I asked. Focus.
And then
Where were they? Where did you last see them?
I sent them to the storerooms.
Right.
With the
And
bodies
is there a way? Is there a way out of the storerooms? Back doors, windows.
Yes. Yes, there is. All the offices. They could have gone out through the offices.
Right. Well, because
the rooms are too low. So
let's head back there and check out the back and see if they've made their way out. See whether it looks like somebody's gone through a window, left a window open, opened the door. Or maybe we can spot them. If they're a pre-prep abroad tonight, we need to stick together. I take it you're armed.
Yes, I have my revolver.
Meanwhile, Bert and Jacob, after exiting the museum, what are you planning to do next?
We should go back to the hotel, Bert.
I think so. It's the safest plan, isn't it?
Plus, the others will know where to find us.
Yeah. We need a taxi. That's more than a stroll. Let's make our way to our main street.
Okay. Even in this early hour of the morning, it's relatively simple to flag down, to hire a taxi and head back. So you want to go back to the Mina House Hotel, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okay. It's a fair old drive, so you have enough time to think on the way back. Okay. So where are you heading? You're heading back to the museum, but you said you were going to go around the back and have a look. I'm talking to Wilfred and Lucky now.
Yeah, we're just looking to see whether we can see any sight of Jacob, and if we can't see them, see whether we can see any signs of them having made it out of the museum.
Okay. Can you make a spot hidden roll for me? Now Wilfred knows the museum pretty well, so going around the back of the museum, he knows the likely exits they could have potentially used. So you're kind of focusing your search on a relatively smaller area than it would be like a needle in the haystack otherwise.
Luckily, that is a hard success.
Okay. So glancing around the back of what is a pretty large building, you're in the kind of courtyard around the back, and you, with your superb eyesight, even in the dark, obviously there are quite a lot of lights in the building, you see a window which has been pulled up and left open.
Wilfred, is that normal?
No, there should never be any windows left open.
Well,
maybe Bert and Jacob out that way, or maybe. Well, we could say that if we leave it open, we could say that's how the thieves escaped.
I'm not too concerned about that. Well, we need to find Jacob and Bert. So we're guessing they've gone back to their hotel. We should head over there. Well, exactly. There's nowhere else for them to go unless they're wandering the streets. So we should head over to them.
Okay, so you are going to try and head back to the Mina House Hotel as well?
Yeah.
We do need to find. We see Bert and Jacob. We will need to remove those crates, those bodies, take those thieving brotherhood into the desert.
So you killed 2, and there was 1 still in them.
Why was he still hiding in the vault?
Maybe he didn't want to get shot.
Maybe it was the safest place to hide.
Could have been chish.
Surely he would be found eventually.
Maybe what he was looking. Maybe he was in there whilst they distracted you and was looking for something, and it just happened to get caught still being in there. Or maybe they were using him.
Maybe it was the senior director. Maybe it's Dr. Kafur. And they have muddled his mind.
If that was the case, then why would they bother doing it in the middle of the night?
Mm.
Dr. Kafur could just walk in there during the daytime, take what he wanted and leave.
Okay.
Let's get it and see.
So, some time later, after separately making your way back from central Cairo to the Mina House Hotel at Giza, you are relieved to meet up in the hotel. In fact, Bert and Jacob were already in the hotel lounge, when the other two arrive. So there isn't a huge amount of time between the two of you arriving at the hotel, and it is a marked difference to the remainder of your evening, as the Hotel Mina is all about sophistication, money, and it feels a worlds away from central Cairo.
Need to see you two. What happened, Wilfred? We left.
So the captain of the security for the museum, he arrived, and he was asking me about the blood, but he didn't believe me. But I think maybe because I was confused about what happened, he didn't ask any more questions. But the police, he did call the police, and they saw the blood. They found the blood in the foyer and on the stairs, but they didn't go into the storerooms when I was with them. I went down to check the vault. The vault was open. So while I was there, I sent one of the guards back upstairs to tell the captain. And then when I was looking in the vault to see if anything had been stolen, I saw a movement. I saw a shadow of someone in there. So I quickly went outside and shut the door and locked him in. That was the last I heard. But the captain and the police, they were there, and they knew about the man I locked up. They were going to deal with it, and then they sent me home. They asked me questions about what happened, and then sent me home. And then I met Bert. I met Lucky in the street. They came to meet, and then we came to meet you here. So Dr. Kafur has been called, and of the people that have the combinations, it's only him and the senior director of the Egyptian Antiquity Services that have the combination.
Where would he be?
From them, but then Lucky says the safe could be cracked anyway. So, whatever it was, I don't think they escaped.
Someone with some skill to crack a safe, though.
Well, yes, the vault is very well protected.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Was the gentleman goes by the name of the Whisper, Caleb Naglib. It was him that helped them break in, helped the Brotherhood. So whether it was him that was still in the vault or not, I don't know.
How do you know this? You see him?
No, I've got contacts.
He was the safe cracker.
He was a safe cracker, and it was an inside job.
And is this Whisper affiliated with the Brotherhood, or is he an independent contractor, so to speak?
Independent, but the Brotherhood were involved. So maybe they left him when they realised they didn't need him anymore, or when they realised that what they were after wasn't in there. I don't know. But that's why I came back.
Is there anything other than what we put in the vault that they might be interested in?
Well, we did not put anything in the vault. We moved them into the hidden place in the storeroom.
Yeah, but we didn't tell anyone that, did we?
No.
So they may well have assumed that we'd put things in the vault, but us and the good doctor were the only people who knew there were things in there, and it was only us that knew we'd moved them out again. It would be unfortunate to cast aspersions on the doctor and suggest that it's him that led them there. I think that's unlikely, given how he's helped us.
Unless they have a prisoner, they're torturing him.
If that's the case, there's nothing we can do about that now. And the items we have are safe for now.
What we're going to do about those bodies, Wilfred? Can they just stay in the warehouse and rot?
They're going to start smelling.
Yeah.
No, we need to move them as soon as we can.
Did you, when you shot them, I'm assuming there was a lot of blood. When you dragged the bodies into the crates, did you have a chance to clean up the blood trails?
No.
So it's a good chance they'll find the bodies. How well hidden were they?
Pretty good.
Yeah. To be honest, there wasn't much blood left by the time we started moving them.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
But yes, we need to get a truck and move the crates as soon as we can in the morning.
Well, it's going to be a little difficult tomorrow morning. Presumably the police will be.
it's going to be crawling with
everywhere.
coppers.
Yeah.
We might have to wait a day.
And you need to go back to work, Wilfred.
We need to go to the museum first thing in the morning.
Can you not arrange for whoever normally moves things for the museum to take the crate away?
Yes, we can. But I need to know which crates they're in.
Well, we can show you.
Yeah, but where would they take them to?
We would have to take them. I mean,
It's going to
It's not-
attract less
it's not-
suspicion, isn't it? If someone from the museum, i.e. you, Wilfred, who is presumably ordering things to be moved around day in, day out, gives them some instructions to take a crate to a particular place.
as normally I would instruct people to move them and then they would be moved. But occasionally I would take things myself.
You do not want to be moving something the day after robbery and murder happens. Security is going to be really high, and they're going to want to know what you're moving and why.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's cool enough in the storage rooms that
Yes.
bodies won't be going funny for a while. I would leave them for a couple of days and hope that no one finds them.
That's why we store things down there, because it is cold and cool and dry.
You have to, as I said, you need to turn up to work as normal to avoid suspicion. We should stay away.
And then in, say, 2 days, I will arrange for crates to be moved to a location.
Yeah, well, we don't need to worry about them just right now. We can go and do what we were going to do by the Sphinx. Check out those shafts.
yeah.
Do that tomorrow night, and then either we'll be successful or we won't need to worry about moving the bodies.
Someone called Lucky. You're a hell of a pessimist, Lucky.
Still here.
Yeah, well, that's how you stay lucky.
Mhm.
Working on the
Okay,
possibilities and avoiding risk.
Are you gonna hit the hay then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
You don't have a you don't have a room, do you, here, Wilfred?
No.
Neither of you two do.
No.
Neither Wilfred nor Lucky do currently.
Maybe we should all stay here.
Yeah, give me a blanket and let's sleep on the floor. I think we should stick together.
Yeah.
If you have a few minutes, just describe to me which crates you used. I may have an idea, and I'll know where to look when I go back to the museum.
There was a big Pharaoh's gold headpiece that you just dumped on the floor, wasn't there? Had Tutankhamun written on it. Chuck that out and put a body in there.
Yeah, it looked right.
Yeah.
Gaudy fake.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to stay, one of you in each of your... Oh, no, you've got the same room anyway, haven't you? So are you all going to stay in the same room?
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna. Just sit in a chair
Okay.
and watch the door.
Okay, so the night part, well, the remainder of the night, there isn't much left of it, really. It's only about 3 hours until the sun begins to rise. It is Thursday... it's not. It is Wednesday, the 18th of March, 1925. You awaken. Some of you more comfortable than others. None of you particularly comfortable after last night's exertions. What's the plan after breakfast? The hotel is full. They're obviously right on the doorstep of the pyramids here, so the amount of activity, tourists, archaeologists, it's even from an early hour, it's very, very busy. But so, what are you doing?
Wilfred,
Oh.
hadn't you better return to the museum, Wilfred?
Yes, I do need to get back to work. I have some clothes there, so at least I could change once I arrive.
Okay, so you're going to head back into Cairo, and what are the rest of you going to do?
I suppose
I
if
was hoping to sleep till noon.
Okay.
If we're heading to the Sphinx this
Night.
evening,
Yeah.
We're
when the sun has set again, I don't see much point in doing much other than resting.
No, well, other than get whatever we need together as well. But we're going to need ropes, aren't we?
I've got all the gear you'll need for that.
Are you planning on heading to the pyramids when it's dark? Then, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it's creepier that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we going to have as much chance of finding hidden shafts in the dark? Would it not be better having a little bit of daylight hours?
Yeah, but we don't have a permit.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, it will be if anyone catches us. I mean, we can have a look around.
Well, you haven't got a permit for murdering people in the museum either.
Well, yeah, fair point. Yeah. May I refer you to the previous adventure where everybody died because we went to ask for a permit to do some camping?
True. Okay, so whilst you decide what you're going to do with the rest of the day, Wilfred, you're going to head off back into Cairo to work, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. You take the 40-minute taxi journey back into the centre of Cairo. It drops you off right outside of the museum. The sun is already blaring down upon you as you make the short journey from the taxi to the front of the very familiar ochre-coloured building. And you can see the only thing that's different about today is that there seems to be a lot more police present outside, i.e. some. There are 3 policemen standing outside, and there are more security guards as well.
That's good.
You're actually, for the first time in a long time, they actually check stopped at the door before you go in. But the museum is still open to the public. You notice that the large pool of blood that was in the middle of the foyer has been removed. And you're able to head down towards your office. There's another security guard standing outside in the lobby between your office and Dr. Kafour's office.
I'll walk over to him. Is it someone that I know?
Yeah, you've seen him before, but you've only seen him normally doing the night shift, usually outside, so it's unusual to see him inside in the daytime.
Mm.
He says, it was a bad thing last night, Mr. Hassan.
It was terrible. Terrible. Do you know much of what happened?
I do not. I have only just come on duty, but I hear that you were here when thieves broke in.
Mm. Indeed, thieves broke in, but I fear they escaped.
You were lucky not to be injured yourself.
Mm.
Dr. Kafour is in his office. He wishes to see you.
Thank you. I'll see him immediately. And scuttle off.
Okay.
Shouldn't say scuttle. Makes me think of scarab beetles.
Okay, you open the door. Well, you knock on the door, and you hear Dr. Kafour's voice. Come in.
I'll walk in to see him. Dr. Kafour. So good to see you.
I could say the same for you, Wilfred. What has been happening here?
Terrible, terrible business. What have the police told you?
We had visitors in the night. You disturbed them. Mysterious pools of blood on the stairs and in the foyer. And then you say you saw somebody in the vault.
Yes, exactly. I locked him in there. Who was he?
The police found no one.
What? He was in there. That's why I locked him.
The vault was locked when the police went down.
Yes, yeah, I locked it when I went down with the guard. The guards earlier, it was open. That's why I was in the vault. Then I saw someone in the shadows, some movement. So before he could get to me, I walked out and closed the vault. But there's no one in there.
They have searched all of the vaults and can find no one.
I'll lower my voice and sort of move in conspiratorially. So someone was there. They let him go.
Yeah, you let him go. I have no doubt someone was there.
I promise you, when I was in there, saw a figure, a movement. Could only be a man, a woman, but someone was in there.
I don't doubt you, Wilfred. You and I both know who it was and why they're here. It was a good job that you moved your items away from the vault. It must have been them they left.
I think so, or something else that we've been storing. We don't know what they wanted because they didn't take anything.
So tell me, what really happened? Where did the blood come from?
It was my colleagues. We were here studying last night, looking for more information, and heard the burglars with the thieves, and tried to stop them in case they had taken what they were looking for. And in the chase, they were shot.
You've done well. It is good that you were here. If you were not, they would probably have made off with, well...
Well, then that was it. Obviously, I do not want to kill anyone. Obviously, we know who we are up against. And I could not let them go. We could not let them get away. We did not know they had nothing on them. But they would not stop. They turned to fight us. They had knives.
And I'm assuming that the police are not aware of any of this.
No. I told them I knew nothing. But all I heard was shouts, and maybe some bullets, some shooting. But I was confused in the order that happened. When I came out into the foyer, I saw no one.
What happened to them then? How many of them were there?
We stopped 2 of them.
When you say stopped, Wilfred?
I'll look down. We stopped them permanently.
I see.
We did not. It wasn't our intention to kill them, but that is what happened.
Takes his glasses off and rubs his eyes. And where are they now, Wilfred?
They are still here. They have been hidden. We need to remove them when it is so.
Things are indeed ill, are they not?
They will be missed, but we cannot risk the policemen, and they will not return to the lair where these jackals have come from. So they will be missed. But who was in the vault? They must have been. They must have been released. Do you know who opened the vault this morning? Have you been in? Have you looked there?
The vault was closed until I went in this morning, Wilfred.
And you were there with the police?
I was not there when the police first went to the vault. That was last night. But when I arrived, they had already searched it and said there was no one there.
But how did they get into the vault last night?
That's a good question.
So the senior director, did he let them in? Did they fetch him?
The senior director is away on holiday. He has not been here for more than 2 weeks. He could not have had anything to do with this. It appears that the Brotherhood have ways of... Well, I do not know. I do not know how they got in. But
they opened the vault last night when you were not here. Whoever was in charge needs to explain how they did that.
I don't think we'll probably find that out, Wilfred. I can tell you I had nothing to do with it. Anyway, this has happened now. We must deal with the consequences.
We know the police are corrupt also.
Do you think your items are safe here? Is anything safe here?
For the moment, they will not be safe, but it will take time to find them. We'll have to turn upside down the whole museum to find them.
The bodies of the cultists, they need to be disposed of.
Yes, we need to take them onto the desert at the first opportunity.
That would be dangerous.
They will be watching the museum, but then items come and go all the time. We need to make it look like a regular transport and ensure that we're not followed.
Leave that to me, Wilfred. If you let me know where they are, I will ensure that nothing further happens. I have ways of making things disappear. He smiles. The Brotherhood are not the only ones who have knowledge of the old ways.
Understand. And I trust you.
I'm glad you do, because if you did not trust me, you would have no one to trust.
Is there anything unusual about Dr. Kapoor's demeanour?
No, not that you can tell. No, nothing that strikes you as particularly unusual. No.
Well, perhaps we do need to move the items, but then we have to find somewhere safe to take them, somewhere safe to put them. Although we had a problem last night, we will have more security. It will be harder to take things, but they will also need to know where to look.
There seems to be something that they're after, out of all those items that you have.
Yes, we will need to think what it is that they most want. Thinking perhaps the mask.
That would be my guess, if I had to. Although we do not know what it does, there is something about it that suggests that.
Although all I can think is that if it can contact these old gods, it must be the most powerful thing. It must be the thing they are after. Everything else, they are useful tools, they're useful weapons.
Anyway, I presume you didn't come to work today, just to work?
Well, if there's anything you need me to do, of course. I need to make sure that... I will need to make sure that everything is still safe. They did not go into the storerooms last time.
No, they did not.
And everything is as it should be in the vault.
As far as I can see, it is fine.
Mm.
Even the copy of the Necronomicon that I have in there is still there.
They break into the vault and they do not steal that.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's good that there was someone here to disturb them. Either that or it suggests they broke in for a reason and just the only thing they wanted was what they wanted.
Mm.
Some part of me wonders whether they thought we might have the girdle.
Do we?
Of course we don't. But they don't know that.
Well, they need the girdle, so that would be at the moment at the top of their list.
Exactly.
Who
knows? Anyway, as you rightly say, there will be increased security here for a while, so we do not have to worry too much. Hopefully. I will ensure that the aftermath of your enterprises last night are dealt with. So you are free to do as you wish, Wilfred.
Yeah, thank you.
No, thank you again. You and your brave friends. If you were not here last night, I fear that we may be in a worse position today.
Yes, well, if they had free run to take anything they wanted, then that would be a disadvantage.
Right, so.
I'm glad that we could have disrupted their activities.
Be careful there, Wilfred.
But it is so we cannot even now trust the police.
Where are your friends, by the way?
They are at their hotel. Well, that is where I think they are, unless they have moved. They are somewhere else today.
I will ensure there are no further questions from the police and that this matter is dealt with and closed. You can reassure them that there will be no further repercussions from their actions.
Well,
okay.
If the police let that go, then they would probably not want to pursue that further themselves.
Right, there's much to be done, so...
Yes. Please do not let me keep you.
I'm glad you're safe, Wilfred. Please keep me informed as to any further developments. Okay, he shows you out of his office.
Right. I think I'll...
He opens the door again and says, by the way, you might need to show me where the particular pieces are.
Yes. Yes, of course. Should we do that now?
There's no time like the present.
I'll go back and down into the storerooms and do where Jacob and Bert described.
It doesn't take you very long from the description they gave you and your knowledge of the storerooms to find the large caskets that the bodies were placed in.
Is there any sign of any leakage?
Not coming out of the caskets, no, but there is some blood stains and spatters around the caskets. But there's so much stuff down here that that the police would have to kind of move everything out of the way to be able to see a lot of this stuff. So,
well, if I can, I'll try to disguise that, even if it's just rubbing dirt into it.
Okay.
But if I've got a damp cloth, I will use. Or if we can find one. Yeah, if we can fetch a cloth and clean it, then I will.
Do not worry about that, Wilfred. The police will not come down here. As far as they're concerned, the matter is closed.
That's what it must be. In that case, I shall leave you. Speak soon.
Indeed. Okay, you heading out?
Yes, I'll head out and try to find a taxi.
Okay, you plan on heading back to the Mina Hotel, are you?
Not directly. I'm going to go to a market, a busy market, then make my way through and try to get lost into the crowd and then find another taxi.
Okay.
Take me to the hotel. Of course, they're just there at the hotel waiting.
That's what I would do. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm playing Russian roulette.
Yeah, well, I was thinking I could just phone you at the hotel. Telephones are a thing.
So by noon, you're back at Hotel Mina in the room with the rest of them.
Well, tell them of the discussion with Dr. Kafour and the fact that the police let the thief out of the vault before Dr. Kafour got there with his knowledge of the combination.
Only the Brotherhood have a long reach.
Yes. To be able to. So if it was the Whisperer that was in there, then he must have given the combination to. Or maybe he could just shout through the door.
He's called the Whisper, not the Whisperer.
Oh, the Whisperer. So,
and I suspect that they didn't take the Necronomicon because they have 3 already.
Oh,
Shall we do a recce of the Sphinx then? Just take a look around. If we don't take equipment with us, we're just sightseeing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Mad
How
Dogs,
far-
Englishman, and all that.
How far is it? How far is it from here?
Not very far at all. It's literally just outside the front door of the hotel, pretty much. It's about a 10-minute walk to the actual plateau itself from the Mina House Hotel.
No time like the present then.
There you go.
Okay.
So all we've got is there was a book showing burial shafts around the Sphinx, showing vague locations of 3 vertical shafts in close proximity to the Sphinx and the pyramids.
We've got to remember as well, though, if they're using it, it won't be completely. Well, they may have concealed it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's particularly well concealed.
Okay, so you want to head out of the hotel, and just go for a bit of a wander up onto the plateau and have a look around, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking for needles in haystacks.
Yep.
Ooh, there's a new picture.
It's it.
Just. Yeah,
What's that?
that's all right. I was gonna.
Studying the new pyramid picture that's gone up.
Yeah, and I just put a little red dot on it.
Next to the Sphinx.
That is where I got
Oh.
engaged. Just there. Anyway.
Oh.
Does Heather know?
No. No. Oh no, I never. I didn't see in the right time.
Oh dear.
So
Yes.
the shafts were they by the pyramid? Were they supposed to be by the pyramid, or were they supposed to be by the Sphinx? What was the indication we had?
Close proximity to Sphinx and pyramids is the note I made. But the book showed burial shafts around the Sphinx.
Yeah. I had two were flanking the Sphinx, and then one was near the pyramid of Mycenoris.
Mycenoris.
Which one's that then?
Is
The pyramid of Mycenoris is also called the pyramid of Menkaure. That's the small one, the bottom one.
Well, that's quite a distance away from the Sphinx.
Yeah, the scale's at the bottom, so it's about 600-700 yards away.
Yeah. They built pyramids for dinosaurs. They buried a Mycenoris there.
Oh dear.
Sorry. Let's go
in England. They buried a king underneath a car park.
That's true.
I hope they bought a ticket.
Let us go to the Sphinx then.
Okay, stepping out into the dry heat of late morning, it is not long before you reach the Giza Plateau itself. The 3 pyramids stand as they have for millennia, but their surroundings are now marked by the presence of modernity and foreign interest. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, or Cheops, dominates the skyline, its summit truncated, its limestone blocks exposed and weathered. To its southwest, the Pyramid of Khafre retains a portion of its original casting stones near the apex, gleaming faintly in the sun. Menkaure's, or Mycenoris' smaller pyramid, sits further south, partially obscured by scaffolding and survey equipment. The Sphinx sits in its trench, half buried in sand, its leonine body only partially uncovered, with only the head and upper chest fully visible. The face is worn but unmistakable, its expression solemn beneath the desert sun. Tourists in linen suits and wide-brimmed hats mill about, some arriving from Cairo by tram or hired car. They are guided by Egyptian dragons, local guides fluent in English and French, who recite dates, dynasties and legends with practiced cadence. Some visitors sketch or take photographs with box cameras, while others consult guides or jot notes in travel journals. Near the base of Khafre's pyramid, an Austrian-led archaeological team operates under the auspices of the Egyptian Antiquities Service. Their tents are arranged in neat rows, marked with expedition flags and crates labelled in English, German and Arabic. You see men in pith helmets and khaki, some bent over surveying equipment, others cataloguing pottery shards or inspecting cartouches. Egyptian workers haul baskets of sand, their movements rhythmic and efficient, overseen by foremen with clipboards and whistles. A small detachment of Egyptian police stands nearby, dressed in dark uniforms with white turbans, maintaining order and watching for theft or unauthorised digging. British officials from the Cairo residency occasionally arrive to inspect progress or confer with the Director of Antiquities. The plateau is not quiet. It hums with the sound of excavation, conversation, and the occasional bark of a foreman. The ancient site is no longer just a monument. It is a stage for imperial ambition, scholarly rivalry, and the slow, deliberate uncovering of Egypt's past. Okay, you make your way through what can only be described as crowds up onto the. So, where do you want to head towards the Sphinx first?
Yeah, well, my notes refer to the book saying that there were burial shafts around the Sphinx. So, do we focus on that first?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I think the reference was to shafts flanking the Sphinx.
Yes, that is what I saw.
Okay. As you can imagine, there are quite a lot of tourists around here, around the Sphinx in particular. Just so what you're going to do, just wander around casually, taking in the sights and looking for anything unusual on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And occasionally I will, as we were talking, I'll sort of throw my arms wide and point in direction as though I am guiding these gentlemen around the Sphinx.
Okay.
With my fair's obvious demeanour, I do look quite local. But
Yep.
hopefully that ruse will deflect any suspicion.
Okay.
What are the lines that are joining, for example?
They're stone causeways that join the original temples that were down by the River Nile up to the pyramids.
Would that suggest that was the original building level or ground level?
Yeah, there would be routes from the original temples up. Yeah, so where they were traversed. So yeah, those are exactly that, the ground levels.
How does that relate to the level of the Sphinx? Is the Sphinx buried below? As in, was the Sphinx at the same level, or is it?
So the Sphinx and the Central Field Cemetery and all that area down there are all lower down. If you can see that the way that the way that the map shows that the pyramids they're higher up on the plateau. So yeah, you kind of going. You're in a lower level at the moment, and the pyramids they're quite a lot higher up than the Sphinx.
Okay.
I've never actually seen the pyramids, but Simon, you can probably attest to how much higher than they are than the actual Sphinx itself.
Yeah, they are. There's quite a slope.
But all the bottom area is on the same kind of level, and then the pyramids are a lot higher up. Okay, so you're wandering around, having a look to see if you can find anything. You can't really see a huge amount of the Sphinx. As I mentioned, it's still buried. A lot of it, the bottom half of it, is buried in the sand. The front paws are still half buried. Interestingly, in front of the Sphinx, there's a stele, which is like an obelix that stands directly in front of it with some interesting hieroglyphs carved into it, and a lot of the tourists are standing in front of that, and various guides are taking them through the glyphs on the obelisk itself. But wandering around the Sphinx, looking at the ground, you don't see anything that immediately strikes you as being anything like a shaft or any kind of opening in its immediate vicinity.
Listen in on what they're saying about those hieroglyphs.
Yeah.
And take a look. It is right, they say. Or they just talking rubbish.
The guides are basically telling the tourists that the stele itself was erected by Thutmosis IV in front of the Sphinx. Its four sides exhibit the lengthy tale of how Thutmosis found the Sphinx buried in the Egyptian sand and how he unearthed it. Which actually, looking at the glyphs, that the hieroglyphs does seem to be the case as far as you can see, Wilfred. Nothing untoward there.
Interesting. I'll translate that if it wasn't said in English. Yeah, so maybe it is true that the Sphinx dates back to an early time.
Can you all roll a d20? Can you all make a percentile roll, please? Back into D&D.
That just rolled 43.
Okay.
Ooh.
85.
Wilfred
has rolled 10.
Okay.
I rolled Didn't appear to roll anything, unless
I
that's
thought
12.
12, wasn't it?
Yeah, 12. Yeah, sorry.
But that 12 was rolled at 9:07 p.m. So that can't be what you rolled.
I was getting one initiative. 55.
55. Okay.
I've got no timestamp on mine.
No, not me.
Not me.
That must be special.
Yeah, deepest privileges.
Yeah.
Stop us cheating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, this place never fails to amaze me. The history that we have here, Egypt and Cairo and Giza, or nearly 5,000 years of history. And although the museum itself is good and has many items, they are dispersed all around the world. Which is my hope that one day they're brought back together here. Maybe even in a grand museum of Egypt, based here in Giza. And even if it takes 100 years for this to happen, and that would be a marvelous thing.
Yeah. But the locals can't be trusted, can they? They should be looked after by a proper museum like in London.
Indeed, that has been the thinking. But one day, when the conditions are right, we will have our own museum with all of the artifacts back, so the world can look at them.
Well,
but as I say, maybe it'll take 100 years from now for that to happen.
Well, we'll not live to see that.
No, we won't. Then history here, the way of making everyone feel very small.
If we don't find what we're looking for and stop these cults, no one's going to live to see anything.
This is true.
Yes, but you are correct.
Focus.
These shafts are either going to be full of sand or they're going to be capped and buried under the sand. I don't know how we're possibly going to find them.
I'd sent you a message, by the way, Adam.
They're being used. It's being used, isn't it? We think it's being used, so it can't be that deeply buried.
We'll walk across to some of the monuments. Is it the obelisk I'm looking at?
Yeah, it's the Stele, it's called, which is the
Stele.
obelisk in front. Yeah.
And is there anyone else around? Any tourists around?
Yeah, there is tourists around. There's about 4 or 5 other couples wandering around it.
I'll just sort of casually peer at some of these symbols. Nothing to the others, but see if I can recognise any of the writing. And then I'll move back and quietly say to the others, some of these hieroglyphs here, they are not Egyptian. They are something older and something darker. I believe it may be an incantation.
Is there anything you can read, Wilfred?
When the tourists move away, I'll have a closer look.
Okay, yeah, you kind of hang around for a bit, and then you get a few minutes to yourself when you can study them.
I'll go over and have a look as well.
Yeah. Maybe we need this incantation to reveal the location.
Possibly.
That would be a lot to hope for, but why else would the CD be here? For all the darkness in our past, we have had over the years. Many people have fought against that. That is why Queen Nyarlathotep was interred.
Okay, can Wilfred and Lucky both make rolls for me, please? Percentile rolls, that's all I'm telling you.
54 for Wilfred.
Okay.
And 3.
3, wow. Impressive. Okay. Okay, you go across to the Stele, and when Wilfred points out the glyphs, you can't understand how you never saw them before. The glyphs themselves are kind of intertwined amongst all the hieroglyphs, almost like they're kind of behind them. But weirdly, now that you've been pointed them out, you can only see the glyphs. You can't see any of the hieroglyphs. But the other two, you can't see them at all. You're literally just looking at what looks like you've seen all hieroglyphs ever since you've been in Egypt. As far as Bert and Jacob are concerned, then there's nothing untoward whatsoever about this. But Lucky, the glyphs kind of whir in your mind until they begin to make sense to you. You're able to read them.
I'll mutter them under my breath. Mighty is the God whose breath brings death and whose form brings madness. I'll repeat that again. Sorry, go on.
Just as you say that, all of you, all standing quite close to the Stele, you all suddenly feel really cold. Like you're in the middle of the desert. It's like 90 plus degrees. and suddenly you just get this real chill, all of you simultaneously.
Look at the others and then back to Lucky.
I don't know what it means, but it's got power.
Would you read it out?
This
He's
is going
already
to
read
let
it
us
out.
in.
Do you see anything different?
Let's look around. Is there anything changed on the obelisk thing?
No, the Steely looks exactly as it was. In fact, some more tourists have now kind of walked up to it and are looking at it. They look at you a bit oddly. They carry on just listening to their guide. Nothing looks any different.
Did the cold come with any wind or anything, or was it literally just a drop in temperature?
Yeah, it just felt like your goose flesh. Your hair stood up on. Just there was no wind. It was just like it was literally just a chill.
Something we got something's attention.
This saying match knowledge of the Egyptian gods. Is there an Egyptian god whose breath brings death?
It's not anything that you've ever read before to be associated with Egyptians.
The glyphs earlier
They're
than
not-
that. It's
They're
not
not Egyptian.
something older. We should concentrate our investigations around here. I think this area is important. Let's look around for any particular areas, any tracks or paths in the sand or that look like they lead somewhere, but for no particular reason. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's the problem with trying to kind of follow any tracks here is there's just so many people here, and they're
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that maybe there might be an area where there looks like a track, but there wouldn't necessarily be a reason for.
yeah. So somewhere that all the tourists wouldn't necessarily
wouldn't
want to
necessarily go. Yeah,
Yeah.
but no.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine. That's what you. But where are you? Are you just literally just staying around the Sphinx, or are you
Looking for areas that not from the Sphinx, but fanning out from the point where this is, because if that is significant, maybe they go here, say that, and then go somewhere else.
Okay.
Was this Stella at the head of the Sphinx?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
literally right in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the Sphinx's mouth.
Or under its paws, in between its paws. It's a bit of an obvious spot, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but
The book referred to flanking the Sphinx.
Well, let's look on the. Well, let's see if we can find any areas that aren't maybe. It's difficult because it's sand, isn't it? But there might be areas that are more trampled, a bit firmer.
Okay. So you're gonna widen your search a little bit beyond the Sphinx then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe look from the Sphinx's head in line with the. Oh, sorry, I can keep forgetting what this thing's called. And then having those in line and then following that line. Steely.
Steely, it's called. Yeah. Stele. It is actually pronounced Steely as well. Okay.
Or more hieroglyphs, more symbols on other sides of the ceiling.
Can you make everybody make a knowledge roll, please?
Pass.
Yeah, pass for
Or
Wilfred.
success. Yeah.
Just a success, yeah.
That's a regular success. Yeah.
Regular success.
I'm embarrassed. Where is knowledge?
Same
Use
as
your
education.
same as education.
Oh yeah, I can see it under there. Yeah, that's an extreme success then for Jacob.
Ooh.
That's good. Okay. You're just kind of standing, mate. So you've taken your attention away from the Sphinx, Jacob, and you're just kind of scanning around the whole scene. You're looking at the pyramids in front of you, but also everything else that's around you as well. Just kind of thinking, trying to think hard as to where would these things be? Trying to cast your mind back to what you read.
Gentlemen, these were referred to as burial shafts. There's a cemetery, isn't there, adjacent? Perhaps we should focus in that direction.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, you can see from the map that you've got. I mean, basically there are sellers, map sellers all over this place. So you've probably just purchased a basic map like you've got in front of you there. So you can see that there to the south there's like the Workers' Cemetery, which is a little bit further away. Then you got the Mycinerus Cemetery or Mancour quarry cemetery, but the big one is the Eastern Field Cemetery, which actually isn't really that far away from where you are currently at the Sphinx.
Yeah, so we thought flanking, being in the immediate vicinity, right next to the Sphinx. But yeah, if it's flanking the Sphinx, one either side, and then one near the pyramid over there, like Cinerus one, I suppose, yes, cemeteries make sense. So we need to look for these symbols.
Was the stone of the stela, did it look noticeably older than, for example, the Sphinx?
No, it doesn't look any older.
Well, we've got the Eastern Field Cemetery to the north, haven't we? And the Central Field Cemetery to the south and west of the Sphinx.
Yeah, let's start with the Eastern. It's closest. We know the kind of symbols that we're looking for now. That may help us.
Okay, you're going to wander up to the Eastern Field Cemetery then. Okay. You wander away, which is about 400 yards away, so it's not that you wander in that direction. There's still tourists, etc. over here. In fact, it's quite busy over here because this is where Cheops' pyramid is, or Khufu, which is the biggest one. Where you got a load of people wandering around in the cemetery area. Okay, it's really hot now. It's like middle of the afternoon. You've been outside for a while now, and you're really beginning to, well, Wilfred not so much, but the rest of you really begin to feel the heat.
Maybe we should take a break.
They become very effective at the moment.
There are various hawkers, and obviously there are lots of guides trying to sell their services. And one in particular that kind of comes past you as you're heading towards the cemetery and says, it's selling tours of the Mycinerus' pyramid, and then advertising the fact that come and see the secret chamber of that has just been discovered by the Clive expedition. Come and see where the mummy vanished from.
Perhaps we should take them up.
Why
on
not?
that. There was a mention of, again in the book, of another shaft being closer to that pyramid. It'll get us out of the sun for a bit.
It leads to be touristy rubbish, or it could lead to something. Why not?
Okay, you're gonna take him up on his offer.
Yeah.
Okay. He shepherds you towards the pyramid of Mycinerus, where you then join a queue outside, waiting for the next entry. You can see that the pyramid of the Mycinerus' pyramid, or Menkaur's pyramid, as it says on the map there, is the smallest one. It's got a huge wrench down the front of it where stones have been taken out, like a big jagged scar, really. And you kind of stand in the line as the guide is explaining that the legendary Muslim warlord Saladin tried to destroy this pyramid in the 12th century, where he left a huge vertical scar on its north face. There are many rumours as to why he tried to destroy the pyramid and why he gave up. But some say that it was just too great an expense to continue, and others that he was merely trying to acquire dressed stone for his own building works. But there are other more sinister reasons as to why he was looking to destroy. And the rumour has it there was some evil within this pyramid that he was trying to get to.
I think those are the stories we're most interested
You can see the entrance to the pyramid itself is about 4 meters off the ground. There's like what looks to be a fairly rickety kind of a scaffolding type structure that's been constructed in front of it. So you can kind of go up a ladder onto the scaffolding and then into the pyramid itself. But as I said, there's kind of a bit of a queue currently forming, waiting for the next preordained time. You're just going to wait around patiently.
Yeah, as we're waiting, have a sort of a good look round.
Okay. Can you all make a spot hidden roll, please?
Oh, yes.
Hard success for Jacob.
Extreme success for Albert.
Odd success for Wilfred.
Oh, that's what we needed. Okay. So you wait around for a while until the guide or another guide kind of pops out from inside the pyramid and begins ushering the queue in. You start climbing one by one up the ladder onto the kind of scaffolding towards the entrance. But you're last in the queue, or not last, but last behind out of the 4 of you. Okay, we're gonna head into the pyramid. Okay, the first thing that you notice as you head into the kind of relatively small entrance to the pyramid is how much cooler it is in here, and you're so relieved to get out of the sun.
I'll just see if I can get Jacob to one side.
Yeah, Jacob's directly in front of you.
Okay, Jacob.
What?
The fella with the white suit that we saw in the first hotel when we first got here.
Oh yeah.
He's down there on the sands.
Nice shadow.
Yeah. Tell keep an eye out. Won't mean much to Lucky or Wilfred, but worth a mention.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. Keep an eye out. Well spotted.
Just as you're actually saying that, you kind of glance back, obviously, but not wishing to make it obvious that you are looking at him, but you actually see him like it's kind of looking up, almost like directly at you.
Okay.
Okay, you're now inside the pyramid. Once you get inside the pyramid, there are various parties being guided around. It's quite the passages in here are narrow, and they're also quite steep as well. So you've come in about halfway up the pyramid. It seems that the majority of the chambers are actually below the level that you're at, and the passageways sort of slope down quite steeply in places. Once you're inside, you're given the choice. You can either go with a guide or you can just wander around on your own.
I think we should go with the guide because he promised to show us from exactly where the mummy was taken from.
Okay. Okay, he takes you around the higher chambers of the pyramid and shows you various interesting sites in terms of the chambers. And again, it's all very interesting, but for what you're actually looking for, you're kind of wandering around for about 10 minutes. Nothing really of any relevance. He then says that he'll take you down to see the newly unearthed chamber if you want to, but he warned you that it is a place that not everybody, how I say, feels comfortable. It is very some would say it is cursed. He smiles a kind of a knowing smile.
I was trying to find a quiet moment to mention the guy in the white suit to Lucky and Wilfred.
Oh, you've had plenty of time to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Samir Najem. He works for our Shakti. I did mention to you when we first met that I saw that he was watching you, as was I. Seems he has not given up on his task.
The guide shows you. You go down a steep, narrow passageway, and then the guide explains to you that this was originally, now where you're currently standing, was originally what was for a long time seen to be the floor of this pyramid. It was only when the Clive expedition arrived a couple of months back that they discovered that actually this was a false floor, and beneath it is where it was a burial chamber of an unnamed Egyptian queen. He then gestures for you to go down the sloping corridor towards the base of the pyramid. As you go down, it gets even colder down here. He explains that you're now actually below below the ground level. You descend into the earth beneath the pyramid of Mycerinus. The guide's lantern casting long, shivering shadows along the walls. The air grows colder with each step, thick with the scent of old incense and something metallic, like blood long dried. The corridor narrows, and then enters two antechambers before filling out into a chamber that just feels odd. You see the guy kind of hang back a little bit. As he gestures, he's not really that keen on actually coming into this chamber. He stands at the entrance to it, but as soon as you enter the chamber, it just feels the proportions of it just seem all wrong, as if the geometry itself kind of resists your presence. It kind of gives you have to shake your head. It gives like a real headache just looking at it. And the guy says, "You see, it is strange, is it not? The proportions are odd."
Unsettling.
The sarcophagus is gone, discovered by and then stolen from the Clive expedition, but its absence feels like a wound in the room. There was a rectangular depression mark where it rested, ringed by a scorched outline as if fire had once licked the stone in a perfect frame. Are you going to go in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Go away. Okay. I just sent messages to some of you.
Yeah. I'll look at the others. And say, can you feel anything strange?
The heat on the floor.
Yes. I feel it too.
The air is cool. It's still quite it's quite chill down here actually. As far as you, Jacob, and Bert are concerned, you can't. The others are talking about heat. You can't feel any heat.
Feels
Have a look around. Any arcane symbols?
The walls are carved in exquisite, unsettling detail. You see a dark queen enthroned, her face beautiful and serene, but her eyes, obsidian inlay, seem to follow you. Around her, figures kneel in chains, some human, others twisted into forms that defy anatomy. One has too many joints, another has no face at all. To your left, a canopic chest lies shattered. The jars are broken, their contents long removed, but the damage is deliberate. The protective deities Isis, Nephthys, Nyarlathotep have been chiselled away, their names scratched over with symbols that don't belong to any known script. The guide mutters something in Arabic. He takes a step back.
Does he look concerned? Does he?
He looks nervous.
What did he say in Arabic?
He was just calling upon Allah to protect him. I will leave you to make your own discoveries here. I will be just up. He points up the steps.
He seems suspicious.
He seems scared. On the far wall, a mural glows faintly in your lantern light. It seems to depict a celestial gate flanked by two jackal-headed sentinels. They tower over a procession of the damned. Wilfred, you can see that these guardians, straight away you see that these guardians are not Anubis. Their robes are black, their eyes are voids, and their hands bear long, terribly curling talons. Can you all roll spot hidden rolls for me, please?
Mr. Briggs has rolled a 1.
Wow. He's very perceptive.
54.
Okay.
26 for Wilfred.
Ordinary success for Jacob.
Okay.
Hard success for Wilfred.
Spot hidden. No, that was actually a fail for me.
Okay, you see Bert kind of lean closer to the images, like really staring at the pictures of the jackal-headed creatures.
Oil slightly. Like the talons. The talons are tongues.
What?
You all turn back and look at it again and Bert's right. They're actually not talons at all. The hands of these creatures have tongues on their fingers.
What do we make of that?
As you're kind of looking around, another group of tourists have come down the steps. There's a group of about half a dozen. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. That's better. Yeah, half a dozen. And the guide, he doesn't seem quite as scared as your guy, but he's still hanging at the back. They kind of just wander around in here, chatting away, looking at the walls, and just laughing and joking and taking photographs with their lanterns. And then, they don't seem to be that. Then they just go.
Nothing at all. No, they had no adverse reaction to it.
Not really. No. No, not at all. No.
I think perhaps our previous experiences and attunement to what's gone on here.
Yeah, happen you're right.
But when you were looking really closely at that mural, not only did you spot that the talons are actually tongues, but you also noticed that underneath the mural, almost invisible, is a line of what looks like some sort of letters, but they're barely discernible. And actually, it looks like somebody's actually made an attempt to cover them over by putting dirt and dust into them and wiping them across, to make them just look like the rest of the wall. But your amazingly attuned eyes, even in the lantern light, were able to spot them.
I'm trying to clean them up to try to see what they are.
Okay. Yeah, you can try and wipe out the crap that's been put into them.
Yeah.
I'll hand you my pocket knife. Scrape it away with that.
Yeah, that's a good. Okay, you make quick work of it. They are glyphs of some description. They are not hieroglyphs.
Similar to what I saw previously.
They look very similar to the type of glyphs that are out on the stele outside.
Point them out to the others because I didn't really understand this before. What do you make of this, gents?
I'll wander over and take a look.
Okay.
As will I.
Yeah, I'll have a look as well.
Okay. So as far as Bert and Jacob are concerned, yeah, they are just they look a little bit like hieroglyphs, but you can see that they're slightly different. But other than that, you've got really no idea as to what they are. So Wilfred, you recognise them as being almost identical to the ones that are outside, but you couldn't read those ones outside, and you're kind of trying to read these now, and it's really not coming to you. You know there's something about them. There's some kind of arcane power in these glyphs, but you can't work out what it is. But lucky by name, lucky by nature.
Kind of a double-edged sword that these days, I think.
So the glyphs kind of coalesce in front of you, as did the ones outside, and suddenly they begin to make sense.
When the chosen walk backward through Duat, the time of the Black Pharaoh will be upon us. Did that cause a reaction when I said that?
Did you read that out loud?
I did read that out loud.
Okay. As you read the words out, as soon as you say the last word of that sentence, all of you are suddenly aware of some movement across the room on the wall, and you glance across where there's now like a square of stone, like a brick, that is now sticking out about 4 inches flush from the wall, 4 inches proud of the wall. Sorry, it wasn't like it before. It's a square brick. It's about 3-4 inches square, and it's sticking out from the wall.
It's unmarked.
Is it though?
I don't know, which is why I'm looking hard to find out.
Okay, so you turn your lantern in its direction, Bert, and you can see that no, it's not unmarked. It has the symbol of an Ankh on it.
Is it an inverted?
No, it is not.
Try and pull it out.
Okay, hold on a second.
Failing that, try and push it in.
Failing that, try and wiggle it about.
Then in, out, and then in, out. I know, not the ancient god, Koki.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to write this. Okay. So did you say you're going to go and try and push it in?
Yeah.
Okay. The block or brick is still stuck to the wall, and you can't push it in, but it does wobble like it wants to move, but no, you can't push it back in again.
Can I pull it out?
No, you can't pull it out either.
Twist it.
Well, I won't say you can't pull it out. I mean, obviously, if you got
you
a
could
hammer,
if I tried hard. Yeah. Okay. If it wanted to wreck it,
it doesn't feel like that's what needs to happen.
Okay, I'll try and twist it.
Twist it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit of wiggle.
Yeah. So it starts to twist, starts to turn.
Oh,
in your hand.
I'll keep turning it.
There's nobody else in the room at the moment, by the way, other than you guys.
Yeah, we want to make sure that nobody's around when we're doing this. Somebody watch the door.
Hold on for a second. Just thinking where this path might lead us. The duat that you read out in the symbols before, that is the path to the Egyptian underworld.
You think that maybe by the act of twisting this might be how they got the sarcophagus out?
Yes.
Yeah, we may want to come back better equipped.
Yes. I think maybe now is not the time if we jump off a precipice.
Well, certainly not given what we're carrying. I would like to come back better equipped.
So if it opens, somewhere, we're going to cause a bit of a stir with the next group of tourists coming in.
How obvious is this brick?
How obvious is the brick? At the moment, it's pretty obvious, yeah, to you. But yeah, I mean, it's not. saying it's pretty obvious. It's only 3 to 4 inches square, and it's only popped out the wall a little bit. So and it's quite a big chamber. So
the likelihood of a tourist isn't likely to be that interested, and the guides aren't really coming in, are they?
No.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll just take the risk and leave it for now.
It's getting late in the afternoon anyway, isn't it? There won't be that many more tours.
Let's come back here tonight.
Yeah.
Better equipped.
Okay. So you're going to go out.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for the man in the white suit as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucky you're the last one to leave Queen Nyarlathotep's burial chamber. You glance back into the room as you do so, and you hear a very, very faint grating sound, and you can see that the brick has vanished back into the wall again.
Ah, good. It's on some form of timer.
You head out. Your guide is waiting at the top of the stairs for you. You pay him. Are you going to leave the pyramid altogether?
Yeah, I think we're just going to head back to the hotel for now.
Okay, you head back out. You're right, in as much as there looks to be only like one more group going in this evening. And there are certainly it's sort of thinning out now in terms of the amount of people that are around here on the plateau. You're just going to head straight back to the hotel, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm thinking if we do encounter any high priest, that we may need a little bit more firepower, including magical firepower. Receptors that you brought over from England. Wondering if we may be able to use them.
And what do they do?
I don't know what this wee thing is, Wilfred. They're just pieces of metal and wood to me.
Mm.
You got the mojo? Go for it, son.
As we know, there's always a cost to using them as weapons. They can also be used as shields.
Tell us what these ones do.
I believe, and I need to study them a bit more, I think, but they can augment your power. You hold them in front of you, and you cast spells. You can make them more powerful.
What does that mean?
I don't really know. But some spells where you try to take over the mind of another, that could aid you. Do that particularly well.
Whatever that spell was in the museum, Wilfred, you shouldn't use that.
No. Well, I don't use it fun or out of choice, and I prefer not to use it unless I have to.
You shouldn't use it, Wilfred. Dangerous.
Right, I wouldn't use it unless I had to. And the same goes for the other spell.
Okay, so you head back to the hotel. You make your way back, and then again, presently you're back in the opulent surroundings, sitting in the bar, I suppose, making plans for your next move.
Yes, but you should explain those items. If you plan on taking those and using them, we need to know what the impact is going to be.
Yes, so do I. I wouldn't know until I used it. But I'm interested in the defensive aspect of them.
You need to study them first.
A little bit more. I believe that all I have to do is just hold them. And they're in.
When you say can anybody use them?
I think so. But obviously, if you as offensively, well, yes, obviously you need to be able to cast a spell. Offensively, presumably anyone could. Maybe you'd need to know what you're doing first.
Well, that's what we need to know.
Yes.
Because last time I checked, you have 2 hands and we have 3 sticks. So somebody else would be holding one. It would be useful
the
to know.
one, you only need to use that once a day. At dawn to increase your power.
So your power, what? You hold it, and then it gives you additional strength to cast spells, and then you can cast it aside and still maintain that power.
Yes, that is what I understand.
Right, okay. I think it's a good place to leave it then.
Absolutely.
A plan has been hatched. Join us next time as we delve into the pyramids and see what evil awaits us. Catch you next week on Steady Rolling Man Presents
asks Nyarlathotep.